Hello my sweet friends, and welcome to DIY with Nadia, where we love making wreaths and we love our fur babies. I have Simba with me today. Simba, did you want to say hi to everyone? Give me 5. There you go. In today's video, we are going to be making a trifold method wreath using 2 rolls of 10" by 10 yards Deco mesh, and we're going to use an oval sign. With that said, let's get started. Let's run through the supplies we're going to need for this wreath. To cover the back of the wreath, I'm going to use a steering wheel cover, 2 rolls of Deco mesh that are 10 inches in width and 10 yards in length. You can use 2 different colors or the same color. A pack of pipe cleaners. When it comes to the ribbon, both are 1.5 inches and wired edges. This white one is the one I get at Costco and it's 50 yards. This beautiful blue and white ribbon I got at Craft Outlet, and I thought it would work so beautifully with the sign. The sign that I'm going to be using is an oval sign. I got this one on Temu, and let's measure this one. It measures 12 inches in height and 6 inches in width. We're going to be using this 4-row metal wreath ring. I'm going to be using the 18 pipe cleaner method. So if you've seen this is going to be a quick review. I like to do this focusing on one section at a time. This wreath base has 6 sections. If you're using a bigger wreath form, like an 18-inch wreath form, you're still going to do the same thing, and that is have 3 pipe cleaners per section, because most of these sections are going to be quite similar. On the bigger wreath, you're going to have more of them. Instead of 6, you might have 8. My first pipe cleaner is going to go on row 1 and 2. For stability, I just like to use 2 rows. I'm doing 2 twists, and I'm going to face this one towards the inside of the wreath. This is just a habit of mine, because when you're attaching Deco mesh, it's just easier when you start on the inside row to grab it on the inside, and then when you're working on the outside row, just grab it from the outside. The next pipe cleaner is going on row 3 and 4, and I'm going to face it towards row 3, bring it in a little bit, because I just want this wreath to be a little bit more compact. At the end of the day, you will see how fluffy this is going to be. And the third one also facing out. A little side view so you know what I'm talking about by tying it on row 3. And there you go, your first section is done. You got 3 pipe cleaners, 1 on the inside, 2 on the outside row, and you repeat the process going all the way around. When you are done attaching all the pipe cleaners, your wreath should look something like this. 6 pipe cleaners on the inside rows 1 and 2, and 12 on the outside rows 3 and 4. It's time to cut our Deco mesh, and I'm going to be using my favorite rotary cutter. I have the link for this in the description box below. To save time, I usually like to overlap the 2 rolls of Deco mesh and then cut them together, but when you have Deco mesh that has foiling through it like this one does, I don't like to do that, because I feel like the thin foiling in these rolls catches on the Deco mesh that you're cutting it with. So here we go. We are going to cut each roll at 20 inches. You can do 19 if you feel like maybe you're afraid the roll is going to be too short, but 19 to 20 is going to be just fine. Both rolls of the Deco mesh that we are using are 10 yards, which means they are 360 inches in length. If we divide that by the 20 inches that we're cutting each piece, that's going to give us 18 pieces, which is exactly what we need for this wreath. Next, we're going to make our trifold bows, and what we're going to do is we're going to attach them every other, meaning we're going to attach blue on top, orange on the bottom. Then in the next pipe cleaner, we're going to flip that around and then keep on going all the way around, inverting the colors back and forth. Since we're going to be overlapping our bows, you need something to hold the first bow in place. So you can either use a clamp to do that, or you can use your bow maker. Just put your dowels in. Let's make our first bow. I'm going to open up my little roll and I'm going to fold it in at least 6 inches, so 6 to 7 inches. That's because I want to make sure that when I overlap the other side, it's not going to go over. I want it about 1 inch in so that all that fraying stays at the bottom of our bow. After I folded my bow in 3, I'm going to flip it so that all the fraying is at the bottom, and all I'm doing here is collecting in the center. Now that I have my little bow, put it in my little bow maker. Now it's nice and secure. Grabbing my second roll of Deco mesh, we're just going to open it up, overlap it 6 inches on one side, and then this one right on top of that, about 1 inch in from the edge. I think the orange is much better for you guys to see because of the blue background. Now that I have that done, we're going to flip this over and collect in the center. Our cut edge is at the bottom, and here is our bow. Instead of putting one bow on top of the other, what I like to do is I like to crisscross them. I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to work on my inner row and then work on my outside row. 2 to 3 twists, and we're going to bring the pipe cleaner up. Now we can work on our next set. So this time I'm going to start with my orange one. Unroll it. Fold it about 6 inches in, overlap the other side, flip it upside down. Let's put this sideways and collect in the center. Let's do the blue one. Collect in the center, overlap it, and let's attach it to the next pipe cleaner. We only did 2 pipe cleaners, but as you can see, there is a space in between. But since we're going to keep this crisscross style, when we're working on the outside row, that's going to help hide this area. All the bows are attached to the inside row only. Now we're going to work on the outside row, but look how big this is so far. And on the outside row, we're going to do the same thing, inverting the colors back and forth. To make things quicker for myself, I went ahead and finished up all the blue bows, and I'm just using the little clamps to hold them together. Now all I have left is to do the orange ones, bring them together with the blue ones, and I think it'll be quicker that way. Or at least that's what I think. When it comes to our beautiful ribbon, I'm going to be cutting it into 11-inch strips, and I'm going to need 18 pieces of each ribbon. Zigzag up. After you cut your ribbon, go ahead and go to both sides, fold them in half, and we're going to cut a little triangle coming from inside out, making sure we cut it where the bend is so that we have 2 separate pieces of ribbon. And now to the other side, and I love how quick we make dovetails using this technique. Next, let's cut our white ribbon, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it at 11 inches, and we're going to need 18 pieces. And of course, I'm going to make dovetails on this beautiful white ribbon also. The ribbon is ready to go, and all I'm going to do is take one of each ribbon, overlay them, fold them together, and pinch. Now I'm just going to bring it together and attach it to the pipe cleaner. Normally, what I would do at this point is twist the pipe cleaner all the way up and then hide it at the bottom after cutting off the excess. But this time, I decided to keep it because I wanted a little bit more orange within our little bundles. So here is what I'm going to do. I just curled it on top, and if I left it straight, this is what it would look like. But if I lay the little curl down, then it has a little bit more space and more visible. So I'm going to do the same thing, just curl it in and then lay it flat to the wreath so we can see it. This way it doesn't just look like a pipe cleaner. I think it's going to be cute. As always, we're going to open up the ribbon bundles a little later. Now we're just going to focus on making our ribbon bundles and attaching them to our wreath form. After attaching, we're going to curl in and put it flat to the wreath top. How cute is that? And the second one, just curl it in a little bit, and there you go. So cute. I think I want these a little bigger, but you could also curl them, like make little curls, put them around a pencil or something. You can also do that. But I decided to do these, I don't know what you even would call them, curly things. How cute are these? You guys, these turned out so super adorable. And now I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of the ribbon bundles and curl my little pipe cleaners. I am done attaching all the ribbon bundles, and now it's time to make room for the sign. Our sign is oval, so what I'm going to do, just the ribbon, I'm going to push it out of the way so we have room for a sign. There you go. I think this will look good, so let's attach the pipe cleaners to the back. I'm going to be attaching 2 pipe cleaners using 2 felt scrap pieces that are cut about 1 inch by 2 inches. And I'm going to attach at the top, at the bottom. Let's fold our pipe cleaners in half and make a little seat in the center. Little flat surface just like this. A little bit of hot glue. Our pipe cleaner, hot glue at the top, on top of the pipe cleaner, and at the bottom. Grabbing our little felt scrap, going to lay that over right away. When our hot glue cools, this pipe cleaner is going nowhere. Time to attach the sign. And first I'm going to twist it in place and then make sure it looks good. And I think this looks really good. It's not too far in and it's not too far on top where it's sliding off. So that's a perfect location for that. Let's just twist the pipe cleaners and wrap them around that first row. Now I'm going to grab a piece of jute cord and I'm going to put it right at the crossing on row 2. Let's measure where we want our knot to be. Make a few knots to hang the sign, pulling it from the front of the wreath, and we have our hanging loop. At this point, everything that needs to be done in the back of the wreath is done. So I'm going to grab my steering wheel. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a few good stretches. And when I mean good, I mean really, really, really stretch it. You can do this many ways. If you have someone to help you, that's even better. I like to just loop it over and hold it with one hand while the other hand is going around. Just keep on stretching as you're going around. Towards the bottom, I'm using both hands. And there we go. As you remember in the beginning of the video, I twisted my pipe cleaners on row 3. So you should have plenty of room to tuck in the steering wheel on row 4. Look how beautiful and neat everything is in the back. Everything that needs to be covered is covered. And now we're ready to come to the front and start opening up our ribbon bundles. We're just going to open them up like a flower. And don't forget about those pipe cleaners. They're so cute. At this point, you're almost done. Almost at home plate. Now it's just time to have a lot of fun and keep opening up those ribbon bundles like a little flower. The ribbon bundles are all open, and what do you all think of this blue, orange, and white for fall? I think it looks beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this wreath tutorial. How did you like what we did with the little pipe cleaners? I thought it turned out super cute and something different. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a thumbs up so we keep on growing. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye, my sweet friends. Simba is purring. I think someone just needs some cuddle time. Bye, guys.